Before Josh Allen became an unstoppable force on the field, launching bombs for the Buffalo Bills and defying linebackers with his speed, his life was much quieter. He grew up on a cotton farm in the modest town of Firebaugh, California, where despite possessing extraordinary athletic abilities and a cannon arm, he was overlooked by every Division I program in the country. This is the story of Josh Allen, who went from being an overlooked zero-star recruit to an NFL star, with a journey that started on a modest farm. Before we dive in, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on our latest content. Born in Firebaugh, California, on May 21, 1996, Josh Allen's upbringing on a small farm shaped his work ethic and character. The simplicity of rural life, free from big city distractions, allowed him to focus on hard work and determination, values instilled by his father's relentless dedication to their family. Josh spent countless hours performing farm chores with his siblings, which left little time for typical childhood pastimes. His love for sports flourished, despite the demands of farm life. Excelling in football, baseball, basketball, and swimming, he displayed remarkable athletic talent, but his diverse commitments in rural setting kept him from attending prestigious football camps, delaying recognition by top recruiters. Firebaugh High had never been a force to reckon with on the football field, often finding themselves outmatched by their fiercest rivals. However, the arrival of Josh signaled a seismic shift. When he stepped into high school, he was a lanky 6-footer, weighing just 180 pounds, and didn't even claim a starting position until his junior year. But when he finally took the reins, his impact was nothing short of transformative. That season, he launched 26 touchdown passes, leading the team to a 7-3 record and achieving a historic victory against their rival, a feat the school hadn't accomplished in over a decade. Josh's senior year proved to be even more extraordinary. With 33 touchdown passes and only 5 interceptions, he propelled his team to achieve the finest record in school history. By the time his high school career concluded, he had amassed a staggering 5,200 passing yards and 59 touchdowns, cementing his legacy as Firebaugh High's first Ver player to have his jersey number retired. Despite his phenomenal performance and the remarkable revival of a struggling program, college recruiters turned a blind eye. No Division I programs came calling, dismissing his achievements due to the perceived weakness of his competition. The only offer Josh received came from San Diego State, but it wasn't a guarantee of playing time. Undeterred, he held firm in his belief. "I'm not stopping until I make it to the NFL," he declared. At this point, Josh could have walked away from football, but he didn't. Ernie Rodriguez, the offensive coordinator at Reedley College, believed in Josh when no one else did. He saw potential beyond the farm boy with the big arm, and his belief kept Josh's football dreams alive. Josh enrolled at Reedley College, which was just an hour away from Firebaugh. The first few games were rough. He started as a backup, but after bulking up to 6 feet 5 inches and 210 pounds, he got his chance, and once he did, he made an impression. In his first collegiate game, he ran for 4 touchdowns. By the end of his 10-game season, he had accumulated 2,555 yards and 26 touchdowns, leading Reedley to an offensive performance that ranked 9th in California. The team averaged 42.2 points per game, with Allen contributing significantly to that success. This performance was a wake-up call for anyone who doubted his potential. But despite his success, no Division I teams came calling, so Josh took matters into his own hands. He sent emails to colleges all over the country, from Alabama to Washington, hoping to catch someone's eye. His email included a link to his football highlights. And he had grown even bigger now, standing at 6 feet 5 inches and weighing 238 pounds. Only 2 schools responded: Eastern Michigan and Wyoming. But Wyoming coach Craig Bull was the only coach in the nation who personally visited Josh in California and told his father, "We've scouted the entire country, and there's only one quarterback we want, and that's your son. He's going to be the face of our program." Still, Josh held on to his dream of playing for Fresno State, the team he had dreamed of since he was a child. But after Fresno State opted for another quarterback, Josh had no choice but to commit to Wyoming, and this marked the beginning of an even more challenging chapter in his football journey. In 2015, Josh began as a backup behind Cameron Kaufman, a graduate transfer from Indiana, but fate intervened. Kaufman injured his knee, giving Josh his opportunity. In the second game of the season, against Eastern Michigan, the same team that had passed on him, Josh suffered a severe setback. In the first quarter, a 24-yard run ended disastrously, as Josh fractured his collarbone into 7 pieces, ending his season after just 13 plays. But the extra time spent recovering turned out to be a blessing in disguise. It allowed Josh to study the playbook, improve his physical condition, and sharpen his mental game. In 2016, Josh became the starter for Wyoming, and he immediately made his presence felt. He led the Cowboys to one of the biggest victories in school history, defeating 13th-ranked Boise State, and they finished the season with 35.9 points per game. Good for second in the Mountain West and 25th in the nation. Despite throwing 15 interceptions, his 36 total touchdowns, 28 passing, 7 rushing, and 1 receiving cemented his reputation as a rising star. That year, Wyoming clinched the Mountain West Conference regular season title, though they lost to San Diego State in the championship game. Josh's performance that season caught the attention of NFL scouts, and many began to speculate that he could be a top pick in the upcoming draft. But 2017 didn't begin as planned. Wyoming, with a roster depleted by departures to the NFL, struggled early, losing 2 out of their first 3 games to powerhouses, Iowa and Oregon. Josh also struggled, throwing more interceptions than touchdowns early on, and he was held to under 100 passing yards in consecutive games. But he ended the season on a high note, throwing 10 more touchdowns without any interceptions, leading Wyoming to an 8-5 record. His strong finish earned him an invitation to the Manning Passing Academy. And despite the questions surrounding his accuracy, NFL scouts remained intrigued. His 56% completion rate was seen as a significant drawback, and many questioned whether he was ready for the NFL. But despite the doubts, the Buffalo Bills selected him with the 7th overall pick in the 2018 NFL Draft. On September 9, 2018, Josh Allen had 74 passing yards, and the Bills lost 47-3. The next week, he was asked to start in his rookie season. Allen went 5-6 as a starter, showing flashes of brilliance, but also making some poor decisions. He finished the year with more interceptions than passing touchdowns, though he also rushed for 8 touchdowns. Analysts were spot on with their predictions' great potential, but overall inconsistency, labeling him as a project quarterback. The Bills ended the season with a 6-10 record, which was worse than their 2017 performance, so there was nowhere to go but up. In 2019, the Bills flipped their record to 10-6, with Allen making huge strides. His stats were impressive: 3,089 passing yards, 20 passing touchdowns, 9 rushing touchdowns, and just 9 interceptions. He improved his completion percentage by 6%, and most importantly, the Bills made the playoffs. They faced the Texans in the wildcard round, but a back-and-forth game ended with an overtime loss, despite Allen throwing for 264 yards. That 2018 draft profile was becoming a reality. He had developed into a solid starter within 2 years, and this was only the beginning. The 2020 season brought high expectations. The Bills had acquired Stefon Diggs from the Vikings to give Allen a top-tier weapon. Allen started strong, throwing for 312 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a rushing touchdown in the season opener against the Jets. The following week, he threw for 417 yards and 4 touchdowns against Miami, including a 46-yard pass in the fourth quarter to secure the win. He became the first player in NFL history to have multiple 400-yard 3-touchdown games in a season without an interception. The Bills finished 13-3, won the AFC East for the first time since 1995. And Allen was a Pro Bowler, finishing second in MVP voting. The Bills made it to the AFC Championship, where they faced the Chiefs. Despite a valiant effort, including an interception-free game, the Bills lost, and Allen had his first red zone pick of his career. However, his playoff performance overall was impressive, with a 12% improvement in his completion percentage compared to the previous postseason. In August 2021, Allen signed a 6-year, $258 million contract extension, making him the second highest paid player in the NFL at $43 million per year. In 2021, Allen continued to deliver. He passed 10,000 career passing yards in Week 2 and surpassed Jim Kelly for the most touchdown passes in franchise history in Week 5. The Bills finished 11-6, winning the AFC East for the second consecutive year. They dominated the Patriots 47-17 in the wild-card round. But in the divisional round, the Chiefs and their overtime win left the Bills reeling. A controversial rule change, now known as the Josh Allen rule, was implemented in the 2023 postseason, allowing the second team to match a score in overtime. Despite the loss, Allen's stellar play earned him a 149 passer rating in the postseason, a record. In 2022, Allen continued to break records. He led the league in total air yards and threw the longest touchdown pass in franchise history, 98 yards. The Bills finished 13-3, winning their 3rd straight division title, and Allen threw for 4,283 yards, 35 touchdowns, and 7 rushing touchdowns. However, their Super Bowl hopes ended with a loss to Cincinnati in the divisional round. The pressure was mounting for Allen to finally secure playoff success. The 2023 season started with a tough loss to the Jets in Week 1, but Allen bounced back, finishing the season with 4,436 passing yards, 29 touchdowns, and a record 15 rushing touchdowns. He became the first player in NFL history with 4 straight seasons of over 40 total touchdowns and helped the Bills secure a franchise-record 4th consecutive AFC title. Despite another early playoff exit, this time to the Chiefs, Allen's consistency kept the Bills in the hunt. The offseason of 2024 brought changes, with key players like Stefon Diggs leaving the team. However, Allen started strong, with 7 touchdowns and no interceptions in the first month. Despite being labeled the most overrated player in an anonymous peer poll, Allen silenced the doubters with elite play. The Bills are on their way to another division title, and Allen is once again an MVP candidate, continuing to prove he's doing well for a former farmer from Firebaugh. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more great content, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us keep bringing you exciting stories and insights. Thank you for watching.